Companies are continuously trying to grow and to succeed. They create new products, new service lines, and invest in getting their message to the masses. But what if there was something else that had to happen first in order for success to actually happen? Jody Holland is in today to talk about the foundation of success. Now, you said this is an important one, right?
This is a very important one because you think about so many organizations, they spend so much money about making sure that people know who they are. They invest in their sales force, they invest in paying commissions to people. But there's three key elements that they have to do in order for success to actually stick. And the first and the most important is they have to create alignment. Now you think about the goals that we have, but more importantly, the vision that we have. If you have the right vision from the top of the organization, and then each layer down builds a vision that supports that direction, it's so easy to succeed. But if you have a vision that's skewed, for example, in one direction or another, and the people below that don't buy into it, then it's going to be difficult to find success. So that alignment is creating a unified vision as one team so that every layer down can buy into it and can believe in it. And the second thing that we have to do is manage our workflow. Now, workflow would be the processes that you have, creating your daily action plans, doing the kinds of things that keep you on track. If you do what you're supposed to do and you do it for the right reasons, then you've got your alignment and your workflow. And the final piece, and this is the one that I think our egos get in the way of, feedback.
Yeah.
We have to be able to accept and give feedback. As a boss, one of the earliest things that I learned was ask for feedback from the people that work for you, because they're the ones that know the very best whether or not you're doing a good job as a leader. So I regularly take time and ask the people that report to me, how am I doing? Is there something else that I could do that would support you in a better way in order for you to be successful? And then I give them feedback on how they're doing as well. That means I have to get out of my head and out of my ego and go, it's okay to not be right all the time. It's okay to learn from someone else.
Is there a way that an employee then can give feedback in the most positive way possible? Maybe, not necessarily positive is the right word, but
most constructive way.
Constructive way.
So yeah, to be constructive in the way that you give feedback, you have to address, hey, when you did whatever the behavior was, I really felt, however you felt, because of this impact. So it's behavior, feeling, impact that have to be in that feedback message, and that makes it so much easier for people to accept that because it's not about them, it's now about a specific behavior or an outcome, how you feel, and then what the impact was.
That makes a lot of sense for sure. Now, you do feel like all of these three pieces are equally important, and you do have to do all three of them really well.
I do, but I think you have to start with the alignment.
Okay.
That's like the base of the pyramid. If you don't get that right, the rest won't matter. And I even have a class coming up called Supervisor 101. So if you've got people that are just starting out in that supervision, it's the ideal way to get them introduced to some of these concepts, to teach them accountability and things like that. Because I think that we so often, we just do what we do without thinking about how is it impacting everyone around us.
I think we think it's innate to be a leader, and it's simply not.
No, it's not. It's a skill set.
All right, very good. Where do we get some more advice from you, Jody?
You can go to jodyholland.com or psycheofsuccess.com, or if you'd like to get messages every Monday morning from me, just text Jody to 66866, and it'll ask for your email address.
Very good. You're always great to talk to. Happy
Thanks,
late
Megan.
birthday, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're looking great at 26. After the break, it's trivia time with our good